This past midnight, rain slapping the pavement like the sky is grieving for her. Each drop hitting concrete sounds like a clock ticking down on hope itself, and Keisha Monroe stands there taking it all, feeling every cold needle of water soak through her jacket, through her skin, straight into her bones. One hand cradles her swollen belly where her baby kicks and turns, restless like he knows something's wrong. The other hand grips a plastic grocery bag, the cheap kind that tears if you look at it wrong, holding everything she has left in this world. 3 shirts, 2 pairs of leggings, a half-empty bottle of prenatal vitamins, a phone charger with a frayed cord. That's it. That's all 26 years of living amounts to right now. Behind her, the Greyhound station flickers with dying fluorescent lights, and in front of her stretches a city that suddenly feels like it belongs to everyone but her. The father of her child, Darius, the man she trusted with her rent money, her heart, her entire future, is gone. Not gone like he stepped out for cigarettes. Gone like he planned this. Gone like he waited until she left for her morning shift at the diner, then stripped that apartment down to the walls, took her last $200 from the drawer where she kept it for the baby, took the key she gave him because she actually believed they were building something, and blocked her number like she was spam. Like 8 months of growing his child in her body meant absolutely nothing. She remembers coming home that afternoon, exhausted, feet swollen in those cheap sneakers, ready to prop them up and talk to Darius about baby names, and finding the door unlocked. Walking in to see nothing, just empty space and the echo of her own breathing. And then the landlord, Mr. Chun, appearing in the doorway with papers in his hand and pity in his eyes, telling her the rent was 3 months overdue and she had 48 hours to vacate. She'd given Darius the money every month, watched him promise he'd pay it. He never did. He pocketed every dollar while she worked doubles and dreamed of nurseries. Now she's here, under the sky that won't stop crying, wondering how you go from having a plan to having nothing. How you go from imagining painting a nursery yellow to standing on a curb with nowhere to go. The baby kicks again, harder this time, and she whispers, I know, like he's asking her what happens next, and she's pretending she has an answer. That's when the bus pulls up. Not her bus. She's not going anywhere. She doesn't have the fare and wouldn't know where to go if she did. But the door hisses open anyway, and a woman steps out, older, maybe 60, with silver hair wrapped in a patterned scarf and eyes that seem to have seen every kind of pain this world offers. She's carrying 2 plastic bags from the convenience store, and she stops dead when she sees Keisha. Just stops and stares, not in judgment but in recognition, like she's looking at a younger version of herself. Baby, the woman says, and her voice has that kind of warmth that makes you want to cry because you forgot warmth existed. You don't deserve to be out here. Come sit on this bus before something happens to you and that child. Keisha wants to say she's fine, wants to say she's waiting for someone, but her lips won't form the lie because the stranger's kindness just cracked something open inside her chest. And if she speaks, she'll shatter completely. So she just nods, and the woman, who introduces herself as Miss Charlene, guides her onto the bus with a hand on her back, sits her down in a seat near the front, and doesn't ask a single question. Doesn't demand an explanation. Just sits across from her and says, when you're ready to talk, I'm here to listen. And when you're not ready, I'm still here. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you're watching from and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. Now back to the story. They ride for 20 minutes in silence while Keisha stares out the window at a city she no longer recognizes, and then Miss Charlene makes a call. Keisha hears fragments. I got a young sister here who needs help. 8 months along. Nowhere to go. Can you take her tonight? When she hangs up, she looks at Keisha with eyes full of knowing. I'm taking you somewhere safe. It's a shelter, but not the kind you're thinking. It's run by women who survived what you're surviving. They'll help you figure out your next step. Keisha should feel humiliated. Should feel like a charity case. But all she feels is tired. So tired her bones hurt. And when she whispers thank you, Miss Charlene reaches across and squeezes her hand. Don't thank me yet, baby. Thank yourself for not giving up when you had every reason to. The shelter is a converted church building in a neighborhood that's seen better decades. Inside, It's clean, warm, and smells like somebody just cooked dinner. A woman named Miss Patricia, heavy-set with kind eyes and no-nonsense energy, shows Keisha to a small room with a bed, a lamp, and a window overlooking the street. "You can stay as long as you need," she says. "We have rules, but they're simple. Respect yourself and respect the women here. We have job placement services, GED classes, counseling. Whatever you need to get back on your feet." She pauses at the door. "And baby, I know it don't feel like it now, but you're gonna be all right. I've seen women come through here with nothing and leave with everything. You're stronger than you know." That night, Keisha lies in a bed that's not hers, in a room that's not home, listening to her baby move inside her, and makes a promise. She puts both hands on her belly and whispers it like a prayer. "I don't know how yet, but I'm going to give you everything. Everything he tried to take from us, I'm going to build it back bigger. You're going to know your mama never stopped fighting." The next morning, she registers with the shelter's job placement program. They connect her with a downtown hotel that needs overnight laundry staff. This hard work, the kind that makes your back scream and your hands crack from chemicals, but it's money. Keisha works from 11 at night until 7 in the morning, sorting sheets and towels, running industrial washers, folding in the humid heat of the laundry room while her belly grows heavier each night. The other women who work there, mostly immigrants and older black women who've seen struggle, they look out for her. Bring her snacks. Let her sit during the slow hours. Tell her stories about their own babies to keep her company. One night, during her break, she sits in the employee lounge with a styrofoam cup of tea and a pencil, sketching on the back of a receipt. She's drawing nursery ideas, little things she imagines for when she has her baby and a place of her own. Clouds, stars, a moon with a gentle face, alphabet animals. It's just daydreaming on paper, but it keeps her sane. A social worker named Deshawn, who sometimes drops by to check on the staff, sees her drawings and stops. "You draw these?" he asks, and when she nods, embarrassed, he sits down. "These are beautiful. You ever think about selling your art?" She almost laughs. "Art? Like she's some kind of artist." "I'm just messing around," she says. "Nah." He pulls out his phone. "My sister runs a business incubator for women. It's free. They help you turn skills into income. You should check it out." Keisha takes the card he offers, not believing anything will come of it but grateful for the kindness. That card sits in her pocket for 2 weeks before desperation makes her call. The woman who answers, Mrs. Okafor, has an accent thick with Nigerian roots and a voice that doesn't accept excuses. "You come in next Tuesday. Bring your drawings. We will see what we can do." At 37 weeks pregnant, Keisha waddles into that incubator, a renovated warehouse filled with women at sewing machines, computers, cutting tables, all building something from nothing. Mrs. Okafor takes one look at her drawings and nods. "You will make nursery art, custom pieces. We will teach you to price, to market, to sell online." "I don't have money for supplies," Keisha says. "We provide startup materials. You pay us back when you profit, and you will profit." The certainty in her voice makes Keisha believe it might be possible. She spends the next 3 weeks learning about Etsy, about social media marketing, about pricing handmade goods. She creates her first pieces, simple canvas paintings of gentle animals and dreamy skies, and lists them online. Nothing happens. For days, nothing happens. She's about to give up when Mrs. Okafor tells her, "Post a video. Show your process. People buy stories, not just products." Keisha films herself painting at the shelter, belly in frame, hands moving carefully over canvas, and posts it on TikTok with a simple caption, "Building my baby's future one brushstroke at a time." She expects nothing, goes to sleep, wakes up to 17,000 views. By afternoon, it's 200,000. By evening, her Etsy shop has 43 orders. The comments flood in. "This is so inspiring. I'm buying one to support you. You're going to make it, Mama." She sits on her bed, staring at her phone, crying so hard she can barely breathe, because for the first time in months, she feels like maybe the universe hasn't forgotten her. 2 weeks later, at 39 weeks pregnant, Keisha goes into labor during her shift at the hotel. The contractions start slow, then come fast and brutal. Her coworker Rosa drives her to the county hospital, holds her hand in the waiting room, and stays until Keisha is taken back. She labors alone. No family, no partner. Just nurses who've seen this before, this particular kind of alone, and they're gentle with her, more gentle than they have to be. When her son is born at 3:17 in the morning, 7 pounds and screaming like he's already demanding better for both of them, the nurse places him on her chest, and Keisha looks into his face, sees his eyes trying to focus on hers, and names him right there. "King James Monroe," she whispers, "because you're royalty, and I'm going to make sure you never forget it." She leaves the hospital 2 days later with King in a donated car seat, takes the bus back to the shelter, and gets back to work. Orders keep coming. She paints during King's naps, packages orders after his feedings, ships them on her way to the laundry job. She still works 3 nights a week. Women from the incubator help watch King when she needs it. Miss Charlene, who still checks on her weekly, brings diapers and formula. The shelter becomes family. 6 months after King is born, Keisha has saved enough to move into a small 1-bedroom apartment. It's not much, cramped and old, but it's hers. She sets up King's crib in the corner, hangs one of her own paintings above it, and cries happy tears because they made it. 9 months after that, she's making enough to quit the hotel. A year later, she opens a small storefront, hires 3 women from the shelter, including one who helped her fold laundry during those brutal overnight shifts. The local news runs a story. Young entrepreneur turns pain into profit. She's invited to speak at panels, at churches, at business groups. People start recognizing her. That's when Darius reappears. She's at the storefront one afternoon, rearranging displays while King plays with blocks in the corner, when her phone buzzes with a message from a number she doesn't recognize. But she knows the energy before she even opens it. "Hey Keisha, I know it's been a while. I saw you online. You look good. King is beautiful. I was going through a lot back then, made some bad choices. I want to talk. I want to meet my son. I want to make things right." She reads it once, twice, feels nothing where rage used to live, just clarity. She watches King stack his blocks, completely absorbed in his little world, and realizes Darius has no place in this. He had his chance to be part of this story, and he chose to be the villain in the first act, not the hero in the rest. She types back quickly, each word deliberate. "You didn't leave a broken woman. You created one they'll never be able to dim again. Don't contact me. Don't contact my son. You made your choice. Now live with it." She blocks the number, puts her phone down, and goes back to work, because she has customers waiting, women depending on paychecks she signs, and a son who needs to see his mother building empires, not entertaining ghosts. That night, she tucks King into bed in their apartment, the one she pays for with her own money, looks around at the life she built from nothing, and feels something she hasn't felt in a long time. Peace. Not because the past doesn't hurt, but because the future she's creating is bigger than anything he tried to destroy. Years from now, when King asks about his father, she'll tell him the truth, that his father made choices that hurt them both. But she'll also tell him this, that the night his father left them with nothing, she learned she had everything she needed inside herself. That being abandoned taught her she was never truly alone. That hitting rock bottom gave her the foundation to build something unshakable. And that the greatest gift his father ever gave them was the chance to prove they didn't need him to rise. Because when they left her pregnant and homeless, standing in the rain with nothing but a plastic bag and a prayer, they had no idea she was built for a comeback bigger than their betrayal. They didn't know she was the kind of woman who turns wounds into wisdom, pain into purpose, and rock bottom into a launching pad. They underestimated her, and that was their biggest mistake. Because Keisha Monroe didn't just survive. She evolved. She built. She became the woman she needed when no one else showed up. And that woman is unstoppable. If the story moved you in any way, please take a second to like this video, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one.